Attention passionate Green Bay Packers fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Green Bay Packers' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Green Bay Packers fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and Green Bay Packers fans. Let's get to the news when it comes to the NFL, especially the NFC North. Things are heating up in a way that really gets the Packers faithful excited. And what we're seeing right now, according to some of the latest rumors circulating around the league, could be a game changer, not just for Green Bay, but for the entire division. Rumor has it that the Cincinnati Bengals are entertaining the idea of trading Trey Hendrickson to the Packers. And honestly, it could be one of the most strategic moves the Packers have made in recent years. Now, I know that might sound like just another trade rumor, but if you dig into the details, you'll see why this could be a perfect storm for Green Bay. The Bengals, sitting at a 4-4 record and currently struggling with Joe Burrow's decline. He's thrown 6 interceptions and seems to be in a bit of a rut, are apparently considering moving Hendrickson to free up cap space and draft picks. They're thinking they want to use about $16 million of cap space to rebuild their secondary, which has been giving up a lot of yards and points. The deadline for this potential move, according to ESPN's Adam Schefter, is set for November 4th, which means things could get interesting very soon. Now, the Packers, standing at an impressive 5-3 and needing that elite pass rush to really push for the playoffs, are eyeing Hendrickson as a prime target. He's a proven playmaker, an all-pro caliber edge who consistently wreaks havoc on opposing quarterbacks. With a current sack rate of 3.1 per game, he would be an instant upgrade to what is already a solid defensive front under Coach Hafley's scheme. Hendrickson, a 30-year-old edge from Florida Atlantic University, has been a consistent force throughout his NFL career, accumulating 58 sacks and 280 tackles so far. His PFF grade, averaging around 85.1, really speaks to his reliability and ability to generate pressure. In 2025, he posted 5 sacks, along with 35 pressures and a PFF rush grade of 86. 7 this season, he's already at 11. 5 sacks with 84, 2 PFF grade, showing that he's still at the top of his game. And let's not forget, he's had no significant injuries, just a few minor bumps that haven't kept him off the field for long. In Week 10, he had a dominant performance with 2 sacks against the Ravens, proving he's still got that burst and bend that make him a sack machine. His ability to bend the edge and get around blockers is reminiscent of some of the best in the league, like T.J. Watt, and that's exactly what the Packers need to revive their pass rush. Now, why would the Bengals consider trading Hendrickson? Well, for starters, they're facing cap constraints, about $12 million in cap space, and they need to free up some assets to address their offensive line, which has been giving up an average of 3.8 sacks per game. Plus, with Hendrickson turning 31 soon, some teams are a bit cautious about investing long-term in older pass rushers, especially when they could pick up draft capital instead. The Bengals are reportedly eyeing the possibility of moving Hendrickson to free up around $11 million in cap space, which they could then direct toward re-signing or upgrading other key players like Sam Hubbard, another important piece on their defense. This kind of flexibility could be vital for Cincinnati's future, especially if they want to stay competitive in a tough AFC. For Green Bay, this trade could be a massive boost. Hendrickson's presence would significantly elevate their pass rush, which has been decent but not quite elite enough when facing the league's top offenses. His addition could push the Packers' sack total closer to 13, and his pressure rate could jump by over 15%, going from around 31% to 36%. That kind of pressure is what forces turnovers, disrupts timing, and makes life miserable for quarterbacks. And with Hendrickson's experience and consistency, he could help stabilize the defensive line after a series of injuries that saw 2 of their defensive ends go on injured reserve earlier this season. His ability to bend the edge, combined with the Packers' talented interior rushers, could turn their front into a real nightmare for opposing offenses, especially in key moments late in games. Looking at the numbers, Hendrickson's impact would be even more noticeable when compared to the current Packers edge rusher, Rashan Gary. Hendrickson averages +2, 1 pressures per game over Gary, and his PFF grade is about +0.4 higher, with projections suggesting he could add around 5 more sacks over the course of the season. His consistency in producing pressures and sacks would allow coaches to rotate players more effectively, keeping everyone fresh and maintaining relentless pressure on the quarterback. This would, in turn, help the secondary, which has been solid but sometimes overexposed when facing high-powered passing attacks. Think back to the 2023 Bengals, who showed that with Hendrickson, they could create about 10% more turnovers, something the Packers could desperately use in their push for a deep playoff run. Now, let's talk about the Super Bowl odds, because this is where things get really interesting. Betting markets are currently offering somewhere around +1, 0 to +600 for the Packers to win it all. If Hendrickson joins the team, those odds could tighten even further, especially since he's proven to be a playoff-level performer. His presence could be the X factor in critical postseason matchups, particularly against pass-heavy teams like the Vikings, where his ability to generate pressure could be the difference-maker in clutch situations. The Packers, with a more dominant pass rush, could force more mistakes and create additional scoring opportunities, elevating their chances of making a deep run. Hendrickson's track record suggests he thrives in big moments, and that kind of mentality is exactly what Green Bay needs to finally get over the hump and contend again. Of course, there are some skeptics, Cincinnati fans and analysts who wonder if trading Hendrickson at this stage makes sense, especially with the Bengals still fighting for a playoff spot and aiming for a Super Bowl appearance. But from the Packers' perspective, this move looks like a strategic no-brainer. They're in a position where adding a proven pass rusher like Hendrickson could transform their entire defense and turn their season into a true championship chase. His ability to rush the passer, combined with his experience and leadership, would give Green Bay a much-needed boost in their quest to revive their rush game and push the defense into elite territory. So the big picture here is that Hendrickson, as a free agent at 30, is still playing at an elite level. His stats this season are impressive, and his ability to generate pressure aligns perfectly with what the Packers need to amplify their pass rush. If the trade goes through, it could be one of those moves that define the season. The Packers are poised to make a serious playoff push, and adding someone like Hendrickson would send a clear message that they're all in this year. It's a move that could help them finally solve the riddle of getting consistent pressure on quarterbacks, which has been a lingering issue in recent seasons. And let's not forget the potential ripple effect. Such a trade might also influence the division, forcing rivals like the Vikings and Lions to rethink their offensive strategies against the Packers, now even more aggressive front. The NFC North has been competitive, but with Hendrickson, Green Bay could tip the scales, especially in those close games where a game-changing sack or pressure can swing the outcome. The NFL playoffs are all about moments, and having a player like Hendrickson who can deliver under pressure is a huge advantage. So what does all this mean for the Packers and their fans? Well, it's an exciting time. The possibility of adding a player of Hendrickson's caliber signals that the front office is serious about contending right now. It's about making bold moves, trusting the talent, and pushing for that Super Bowl run. This potential acquisition would not only boost the defense but also send a message to the entire league. Green Bay is back in the hunt, and they're willing to do whatever it takes to bring another Lombardi home. Now, I know some fans might be cautious, wondering if this is just a temporary fix or if Hendrickson can keep up his level of play. But let's be honest, his consistency, coupled with his playoff experience, makes him a player who can step in and make an instant impact. Plus, the Packers' coaching staff has a proven track record of developing pass rushers and maximizing their talents. If they can get him in green and gold, he could become the centerpiece of their pass rush for years to come, especially as they look to build around their young core of defenders and offensive stars. In summary, this trade rumor, if it materializes, could be one of the most pivotal moments of the Packers' season. It's about seizing opportunities, upgrading the defense, and setting the stage for a deep playoff run. Hendrickson's skill set perfectly complements what Green Bay needs right now: relentless pressure, consistent production, and a proven playoff performer who can elevate the entire defense. As the deadline approaches, all eyes will be on Cincinnati and Green Bay to see if this move becomes reality. If it does, it could be the catalyst that propels the Packers back into Super Bowl contention and redefines their identity as a team that's not afraid to make bold moves in pursuit of greatness. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YOUTUBE algorithm to keep recommending the latest Green Bay Packers news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Gio ahead, I tease quick, and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Green Bay Packers fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this potential trade? Do you think Hendrickson would be the perfect addition to boost the pass rush and help the Packers make a serious playoff push? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion really matters to us and to the future of this team. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Green Bay Packers news. This season is shaping up to be one of the most exciting in recent memory, and with moves like this, we're all in for an unforgettable ride. Let's go, Pack.